Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are going to look at something different. We have done meteor players before, but this one isn't even out yet. This is still on Kickstarter. This is the Variations V6 from TempoTec. Now, most people know TempoTec. I mean, they make players. They're known to make players. They make a lot of different dongles, some really good quality ones. And this is their latest player. They're trying to get it going on Kickstarter, and it will be launching soon. Okay, what you get in here is the box. Now, this thing has some decent specs. The chipset in it is okay. The Android chipset. It is an Android one. It's actually the first Android one that I've actually have. I've used some in the past, and I really like that. But most of the players that I have are kind of proprietary OSs, and they basically just do that. Some of them, there's a few. The Timku, I think, has some web things, but that's just more of a novelty. This can actually go right on the web and do stuff. Now, because the chipset is one of the lower chipsets, I'll get into that if it says it up on the board. You're not going to be playing games on this, but it can handle YouTube videos. It can handle streaming, Spotify, Tidal, you name it. And of course, it has the Hibi player on it, so it does all your music files as well. And I've been finding myself going in between, like some streaming, and then sometimes I'll just use the files. I think I got like half of my files on there, like 600 something files on there. There is an SD card slot. It comes with a nice case. It comes with all of this stuff. You get your manual here. You get an extra protector because it does have these already on the front and back. And there's just warranty and QC things right there. And then you get this very nice cable. Nylon braided cable. It's C to A. It is USB-C, of course, as everything should be. Taking a look at the player here. This is the beautiful leather case that comes with it. Here's your buttons on the side. We'll take a look at this without the case as well. Here it is without the case. No, this is going to, obviously get fingerprints. This is the back of the unit. Is shiny. It does have the protector on it. Here's your side. There's where your SD card slot would be. Here is the player itself. The screen is, I think, 720. They reduced the screen because, it's not made to be playing games. I'm sure you can actually play some games, maybe Candy Crush or something with it. But ultimately, this is made to stream music. I got Spotify, Amazon. I do have Tidal, YouTube on it. It does do YouTube videos fine. Here's your buttons on the side. You have play, pause, fast forward, reverse. Your little power indicator, your volume knob. There's your volume. And you can also, it's a full touch screen as well. So that's a nice added feature to it. And ultimately, nothing on the top. You have your USB-C. You have your high gain, 3.5 and 4.4. I don't know why this is doing that when I got every light on in the studio. 4.4 and 3.5. You have dual. This is low gain. This is high gain. So there's no gain switch. You don't need it. You have the different outputs for that. Probably, and that's your power button, by the way, on the side here. I don't know. It has a very good power output. I ran planar magnetics with this with no problem. So here's the beautiful case again that you get with it as well. Nice soft material inside there. And the play is great. I mean, as for players go, I mean, I do like the surf fans a lot, but I mean, this gives you full-on access to the streaming apps and everything. This has screen mirroring, so you can control it from your phone. So you could literally put this in your pocket, have it handling all the music, have all your files on here and everything, and just use your phone for whatever you want and control it at the same time. So that's a really good feature. So there's dual 4.4 millimeter and 3.5 millimeter ports. The power on this is 610 milliwatts in the high gain position at the 4.4 balanced. It has screen mirroring, so you can use that. And I'm going to go through the different things. It supports DSD up to 512, MQA times 16, PCM 32-bit at 768 kilohertz. I don't even think I have a file like that. I do have DSD 3 something files, but I don't have any 512 files that I know of. It has Bluetooth on it as well as Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi has both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. The Bluetooth supports LDAC, aptX HD, and AAC, and I'm supposed probably SBC because everything supports that as well, but it doesn't say it. There's not a lot of information on this right now. So that said, just going to go over these little notes up here on the screen. I'm looking at the product page. You got Hibby link. You got SRS bypass. It's a 4.2 inch screen. I believe it's 720 resolution, DSD 512, MQA 16, DXD. It's got Bluetooth both way. It has two AK 4493 SE chips inside of here. Some really nice chips. Supports up to a terabyte micro SD. 450 milliamp battery. It has a very good battery. I've only had to charge this twice, and the only reason why I had to charge it twice is because it didn't come with a full charge, because they can't send stuff through the mail with a full charge. It is a USB DAC as well. It has AirPlay. So there are a lot of nice features on here. It's running Android 8.1, Open Android OS 8.1, deeply optimized OS, SRC bypass architecture, makes music transferring efficient at low latency. Music sources with this, of course, is you're going to have your micro SD, your USB, DAC in, your Bluetooth, your AirPlay. And that's basically what I see here. Trying to see if it's like giving me any more. There it is. You got a Snapdragon 425 with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of ROM in here. You can see it scrolls quite smoothly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the scrolling on this. It's just doing it just fine. I mean, there's no issues with things starting or anything else. So the SNR is 124 decibels. DNR is 124 decibels. THD plus N is 111 decibels. Crosstalk 84 decibels. 32 ohms. 3.5 millimeter, 116 decibels. And 32 ohms and 44 millimeter, whatever the heck. The way they wrote that, I read that completely wrong. So it's got two OPA 1612 amplifiers in it. It's got four OPA 1688 amplifiers in it. It's got two AK 4493 SEQ DAC chips in it. An analog amp circuit. V6 pyramid DAC circuit. It's got some pretty good specs. Now, two-way Bluetooth, as we said. That's basically it. I mean, there'll be more things on this later on, but Ultimately, let's get into this. As just an example, it takes just a couple of seconds to turn on Spotify or any other apps. Obviously, that's not the fastest chip out there. My phone is like, I can't even remember what my phone has, but yeah. So it's got a lot of very nice I/O. It's got some very nice specs from the audio sense. Now, obviously, like I said, the Android chip, the processor in it, it's okay, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to cut down some of the costs, so they made the screen only like 720, and then they made that chip, which is a lower budget chip, so that they could save costs. Because this is about music, so if you want a DAB that's going to run like Fortnite or something like that, and play DVD quality movies and stuff, you're going to pay a lot more for it. If you want a DAP that sounds like the more expensive ones, and you're not going to pay that price, you can listen to the music with this, and this sounds fantastic. Okay, so that's the spoiler for this guy. It does have some very good dynamics to it when it comes to like describing the lower end, the bass. The bass is very clean, very detailed. We get into the mids. Now the mids are excellent. They present very well, neutral. They definitely have a decent weight to them in body. Getting into the treble has an excellent extension. Honestly, from bass, honestly, to the treble and the mid in between, it presents very well, very neutral. There is a little hint of warmth in the lower mids and a little hint of brightness in between the upper mid and the lower treble, but it is not harsh at all in any way. It actually sounds very neutral, very clean. Excellent open, airy. This has excellent separation as well. There's some wonderful separation and technicalities here. It just really sounds almost reference class, to be quite honest. It's got a very good sound. And I have a lot of different DAPs that sound really, really good, but this thing just takes it to another level. Really my favorite one right now, to be quite honest. So it's very good sounding. It's got a very good kind of neutral sound to it. Yeah, it does have hints of warmth and everything. It's not completely neutral, but it really does have some good details there. Whatever you're playing, obviously, if you're going to be playing lower end MP3s, it's going to reflect them. Rock music and lower MP3s tends to be recessed. It's going to be recessed if you're playing, say, Fleetwood Mac on maybe a FLAC file or a DSD file. It's going to sound amazing. And that's basically the description I can get into. I'm not going to get into a whole 3-hour discussion on that. I'm just trying to keep this under 15 minutes. This is a very good Android, especially for people just starting. If you're just starting to get into DAPs, if you wanted an Android DAP for a long time, because let's face it, there's a lot of useful features with this. Whereas the pure DAPs, yeah, they have a lot of good features as well. This one has even more. You have Wi-Fi, so you can use your Chrome or your Firefox or whatever browser you're using on top of listening to your music. I did 2 or 3 things at the same time with this. It was downloading. I was streaming Amazon in HD, and I was also doing the just looking some things up online with the Chrome, and it handled it well. It didn't bog down. It's still very responsive. The touchscreen's very, very nice too, by the way. The build quality, this thing has some nice weight to it. It's definitely built very, very good. The controls are responsive. The touchscreen is responsive. Even this wonderful dial here is very, very well made and has a nice click to it. It's very satisfying. You can tell that this is built very, very well. I just like this very much. I would definitely recommend this. I'm not even sure what the price is right now on Kickstarter, but if this is around like the $300 range, it's very well worth it. Definitely, especially for people just getting started or somebody looking for another DAP to just listen to their music. The musical side of the specs are excellent with this. Superb. I'll probably do like a comparison later on with something else, but for right now, this is definitely my favorite that I have. I've come to like this a lot, and I like the I/O. I like how simple it is. If I want to run the planners, I'm going to put them on the high gain and maybe do the balanced or the not balanced depending on the cable. And it just overall just works well. The screen's nice and bright. This is even the highest brightness setting on the screen. So the screen's just wonderful for this type of thing. I'm not expecting to watch, 4K movies on this. It's basically just to watch occasional YouTube videos, look things up with the browser, and of course, music. Whether you're streaming, whether you're Bluetooth, whether you're Wi-Fi-ing, whether you're AirPods or whatever the heck you're wearing in your ears, you're covered with this. I did use a number of different things. We'll get into that. Geez, I've gone actually over the 15-minute mark. I did use a number of different headphones on this, a whole bunch, including planar magnetic, including full-size dynamic, tons of different IAMs and flat-style earbuds. And you know what? They all sounded really good. This made them actually sound bigger than what they were. So I do like the chipset in this very much. I hope this was informative. I'll leave a link to where it says the Kickstarter thing on there. And thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative. And please be safe.